Okay, I think I fixed the audio. It's because my cloud lifter was freaking upside down over here. Oh my God. I swear to God, guys. One of these days, I'll figure out how to actually run a stream. Unbelievable. So, I'm hiring a full-time production person. If you guys want a job, just hit me up. Unbelievable. My cloud lifter over here is, I have all this nice ass equipment, but I just got it upside down. I do apologize. Um, do I need to run through the beginning part of this? Should I just restart the whole show? Inflation's super high. They're printing away our wealth and they're killing us all. Physically, metaphorically, financially, and spiritually. I covered it last night. Hope you guys saw the video. It's starting to go on TikTok today. I woke up to it at 30, almost 40,000 views, I think. So that one's, I'm talking about two worlds colliding. Physical world, meaning the digital world, the old world, holding us back from going into the new world. And then it is a battle of good versus evil. I ran through the whole thing, how we're preparing to survive and thrive. And that's what this whole channel's about. And once I figure out how to actually like make a YouTube stream without the video cutting out, the audio being crap, maybe we can actually get this message out to more people. But in the meantime, I appreciate all of you guys' support and hanging in here with me. So inflation's, they're telling us 7.9%. Real numbers 15, 16%, up to 20%. And Janet No Telling Yellen says that it's very uncomfortably high inflation. Thank you, Janet, for that update. Now, BlackRock is still buying houses while you pay $6 a gallon to defend freedom in a country news anchors couldn't find on a map 3 weeks ago. Now, what have I been saying? These kids with the hashtags and this and the political correctness snowflakes that make me want to throw up because they stand for nothing and they get nothing done. And they're an absolute waste of time and space. And they want to hold us back and have a childlike conversation about everything, not just cryptocurrencies. The whole current events, everything about them just gets in the way of progressing our world, fixing the issues at hand. I want to get something done, not put in a hashtag that's politically correct. I'm going to talk about the real issues and I'm not going to hold back and dance around with the snowflakes, okay? BlackRock is still buying houses while you peasants stay broke and put the correct hashtag, but you own nothing and you're going to be happy when you plug into the metaverse. Sorry. That's what the situation is, though. I'm telling you, half this population is done. They can't be saved. Have fun staying poor is my comment for them now. It's not just about our cryptocurrency strategies. This is so much bigger. Learn how to actually, add value to your community, add value to your job, or complain and do nothing. Tap into the metaverse, own nothing, be happy. Those are the options. But the snowflakes have the correct hashtags. They put the little flag in their profile picture. They're broke. And all I have to say is get out of my way. Get out of my way. No. Just step aside. Okay, this is an adult conversation. So when you pull up, you better have your facts, figures, your logic. A little bit of common sense goes a long ways now, but that's lost. But I digress. While we do correct hashtags, BlackRock is buying up streets. They're buying up all the wealth. The Fed is inflating and printing it. And this is why where I'm at, I'm in it. I am broke. I am poor as far as I'm concerned, because when I go to buy a house, it's $700,000 for the standard home where I live. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet, not well built, $700,000. So for those of us who aren't into the assets, we're going to miss out on this wealth transfer, which I'll get into that later, our exact strategy and how we're actually operating during this time. But this is why I say you got to prepare, you got to be participating in this matrix beast system to get out. That's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to be successful within so that we can leave and head to the hills if we have to. But I'm going to fight and resist this while I'm here. We're going to continue to spread the truth and the message, try to wake people up, try to tell people how to actually prepare, how to participate in this wealth transfer, and maybe enough of us good folks will make it and we can get something done. But these people are buying us out. BlackRock is still buying houses while you pay $6 a gallon to defend freedom in a country news anchors couldn't find on a map 3 weeks ago. But get the correct hashtag in your post, okay? BlackRock, though, is taking a loss, and I'm going to run through this. The early warning systems are failing. BlackRock hit by $17 billion of losses on the Russian exposure. So this is the exposure that they had in Russia. They're down $17 billion on that. Now, we go to the London Metals Exchange. Confirms that the nickel market won't open on Friday. So today, March 11th, they have kept the markets for the metals in London closed. Now I'm going to try to briefly explain this situation for you guys. Here is on the London Metals Exchange and why it should bother anyone in the markets. A blatant disregard for the rules to protect one. Now I'm going to get in trouble because I'm on TikTok Live. So while I'm saying this, my TikTok Live will probably drop off because I'm about to call out someone. A blatant disregard for the rules to protect one Chinese tycoon against the market. This is far worse than GameStop. I tried to keep this as simple as possible. Please correct me in the replies. So basically, one dude, one big shot over there, the founder of the largest nickel producer in that country, his moniker is Big Shot. Take that as to mean he has a huge ego. He shorted 100,000 tons of nickel. Just a fat short on nickel. And then we saw, what did the price of nickel do? It went up 100% in a day, right? Essentially what they did is they shut this thing down because it was the systemic risk of this one guy's trade. They canceled all the days trading, more than 9,000 trades worth about $4 billion. Because one dude had a $1 billion margin call. And that was this big shot over there. Look at the price of this thing. London Metals Exchange nickel futures. The commodities are getting jacked up, right? And here's the deal with commodities and with the currencies. It all goes back to the petrodollar. And as you're seeing, people across the world cannot get cash to buy oil. They're out of US dollars. They can't pay their debts anymore. They're out of US dollars. And this is hitting. So you have these guys that are betting on these markets, right? This is Wall Street. This is the suits betting on these commodities. And they got this thing all jacked up, but they had to shut down the markets. And as we've been saying, as we were warned, right, the early warning systems would fail. This thing's jacked up. This thing's completely upside down. 100% pump in one day for nickel. Now, this is from Zero Hedge. Chinese stocks listed in the U.S. fall by most since October 2008. Now remember, China and Russia are well positioned for this moment because they've been stockpiling gold and they've already positioned all their trade deals to work without the US dollar, without the SWIFT system. Many countries, the BRICS nations, have already moved away. They're already prepared. So although their stocks are taking a beating, although the situation is dire, these other countries are ready to roll over. They've already rolled over to a new system without the United States. Hence why we started a proxy war in the Ukraine. Trading losses at Morgan Stanley said to prompt a sudden exit. Early warning systems failing. Breaking news, the Swiss government wants to set up a new backstop, allowing the provision of state-guaranteed cash should one of the country's big banks fail. History repeats. This systemic risk from this whole situation has blown up. Like I said, financial nuclear bomb has already gone off. It's already spreading. It's already going worldwide. It will be felt here in the United States. Do not think for a second that this isn't coming back home. They're coming to tighten up the cryptocurrency space. Now, although I still believe that we're going to see a pump because we're going to see a flight to decentralized currencies, one last final pump here, they are setting out the executive order, they're setting out the laws, and they are tightening this thing up. Some countries more so than others. Take a look at this. Money laundering is the excuse, but governments will continue to chip away at the rival to their fiat monopoly. Every Bitcoin cash point in Britain ordered to shut down. I'm going to pull up this article and actually check this out. Every Bitcoin cash point in Britain ordered to shut down. All Bitcoin cash points in Britain have been ordered to shut down after the city watchdog declared them illegal. The Financial Conduct Authority has written to providers of cryptocurrency ATMs telling them to cease operations or face enforcement action. Folks, I don't hold Bitcoin, and I'm telling you right now, you go look at what they're considering. Full ban of proof of work mining in the Eurozone. They're coming. They're coming for this space. All the big shots leaving the DeFi protocols, and you already know what's been going on with Tether. We can't talk about that situation. But check this out. Check what they've been doing here. According to this PricewaterhouseCoopers report, XRP made, and I want to give a huge shout out to Tai G XRP, however you say his name, TAIGXRP on Twitter. This guy's been killing it with the research. And this is why the XRP community is so far ahead of the game. They've been going so hard on the research, putting together this whole thing for us going back years. This is someone that I haven't seen around until recently, though. TAIGXRP, huge shout out. According to this PricewaterhouseCoopers report, XRP made up 38% of hedge fund trades in 2020. A large portion of these trades were made by American hedge fund managers. Who were these hedge funds and where did they get their legal advice? Were Hinman and Clayton invested? Were they shorting XRP right before the SEC announcement? That's what I'm wondering. Right before the lawsuit got announced, were they shorting XRP? So if you go in and you look at this, it talks about the top altcoins traded by Wall Street. And it's Ethereum's at 67%, XRP's at 38%, Litecoin's at 38%, and then you got, Bitcoin Cash and a couple others. But very, very interesting. Everything that's being exposed with the Ripple versus SEC case, you guys are already seeing it just blown wide open. They've lost this case. They never had a case. And now it's just a matter of how much are they going to let get exposed before they just give us the green light, flip us over, because the SEC is getting exposed. The SEC wasn't even included in the executive order, which should tell you a lot. When it comes to currencies, it's all about the CFTC and the Treasury Department. That's where this comes down to. And that's why the SEC wasn't included. The SEC is supposed to go check out little small-time Ponzi schemes. The CFTC deals with futures, commodities, right, and the trading of those. And then the Treasury Department deals with currencies and our balance sheet. And hand in hand with the Federal Reserve at this point. Janet, no telling, yelling, hand in hand with Jerome Powell. Now we have Saudi petroleum refinery in Riyadh attacked by drone. And then what else did we see? We saw that India fired a missile into Pakistan, right? This situation is so tense, and any one misstep can really blow this thing up. And so we're seeing some things pop off here in the Middle East. We're heading into springtime, a perfect time for uprisings. Remember the Arab Spring? History may not repeat, but it often does rhyme, right? Now, getting into the crypto, this is massive. Spilt the coffee. So massive that I spilt my coffee. I hope you guys have strapped in. I hope you guys have picked up maybe a couple XRP, not financial advice. Okay. Coming from Ripple, we're excited to share the initial creators being funded by Ripple's Creator Fund. Remember, $250 million NFT fund created by Ripple to promote NFTs on the XRP ledger. At the time, remember me posting that it was the largest NFT fund out there. And then right after that, Galaxy Digital with Mike Novogratz, I think they did like a $300 million one or something like that. They had to up Brad and team. Mike Novogratz, the big Ethereum maxi, got one of the early investors in Ethereum that participated in the unregistered illegal securities offering. Well done, Mike. Probably, none of those guys will get in trouble for that, but they continue to hate on XRP every opportunity they get. But nothing can stop what's coming. $250 million NFT fund, the first funds being going out. And they did send some to the XRPL punks, which I found interesting. Okay, I haven't looked at where the rest of this money went to, but I will be following up on that. Excuse me. Now, if in doubt, zoom out. Let's look at this XRP chart from the #1 waffler. Okay, once again, we are consolidating within a range here, and when we break out of this thing, he has a first target here at $7, next target at 26, and then extending on up into 3 digits, and that's into 2023. This thing doesn't have to play out like that. It won't play out like that. This is just some guy's chart, right? But what I want you guys to understand is that we're not talking about a pump to $5 or $10 being the end of the party and then this thing's over. The amount of FUD that I'm seeing is at an all-time high. People have no idea what they're talking about. And because it's been suppressed this long, because it hasn't done anything for this long, we have our own people capitulating. It's easy for the haters to say, oh, it's never going to be anything. It's never going to do anything. All these people come up with these crazy theories about how they're going to, fork XRP and all this and that. They want you out. They want you out. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but the real Kendra Hill is not on Twitter anymore. All of the XRP insiders are gone besides Tony Valentino. Hodor is still around, but he doesn't really post much. But yeah, the real Kendra Hill is not there on Twitter. That's a fake account. But let's take a look here, guys. Understand this. I don't care to see Bitcoin at 100K. I don't care about Bitcoin at all. But remember how this has played out in the past. In the 2015 to 2017 cycle, we took 900 days to go from 200 to 2,000. This is Bitcoin price. So that was an $1,800 move. And then we went from 2,000 to 20,000, an $18,000 move in 90 days. So check that out. The biggest nominal gains happened in the final 10% of the cycle. Those new to the space don't get it. It's okay. I'll see you at 100K Bitcoin. Now, like I said, I don't care about Bitcoin, and I don't think that Bitcoin's going to go to 100K. I don't think it's going to set a new all-time high. But we still have some life left in this thing. And with a flight to decentralized currencies that we're seeing because everyone's scared to get shut out across the world, be prepared. And remember, look at these metals markets, these other commodities. These markets are getting jacked up. They're getting flipped upside down to the point that they're having to shut them off. Okay. Now they have crypto leveraged almost 100%. Almost 100 times. Right? So this thing's way, way, way manipulated. And that's why we could see something crazy to end this cycle. Remember, we're right in the middle of this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Have no idea what's going to happen there. We have cryptocurrency regulations coming. And so just the speculation of everything going on, all of the bots are programmed to buy the dips at this point. As you're seeing, we're actually holding relatively good posture, even considering everything that's been going on. These bots are programmed to buy the dips. So every time we do get a major dip, it's being bought up right away. This cycle is coming to an end, but the timeline narrative is at a perfect position to send this somewhere crazy to finish this off before they turn off the systems, before they really, really flip the switch. And remember, the flip the switch is you turn it back off, right? You got to turn it off so that you can fire up the new one. So don't think that we just have a super cycle. It's going to be good times forever. We're going to get rich. We're all going to make it. No, no, no. No. No, they're really going to shake us up here. They're really going to shake us up. One final party, they're going to fill the punch bowl one more time. And then they're going to come in and crash this thing. But as you can see, we have Dubai. Today we approved the Virtual Assets Law and established the Dubai Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, a step that establishes the UAE's position in this sector. The authority will cooperate with all related entities to ensure maximum transparency and security for investors. Okay, so it's all underway. Same week that Biden puts out his executive order, if you look at what these other countries are doing, they're creating an additional regulatory body just for virtual assets, virtual currencies, digital assets, whatever they end up calling it. It's all the same thing. They're almost in every country that is ahead of us. They're basically approving an additional separate regulatory authority. Now, from this executive order, we know that basically Joe wants the agencies to work together. The SEC got their wings clipped. They want a level playing field. Cross-border payments is a problem that they addressed. Instant settlement and scalability is what they need. They have environmental concerns. They're talking about the digital dollar, central bank digital currency being rolled out, coming. And they prefer US-based companies. It's almost like that was written by Ripple's PR team, that executive order. So with that being said, right, we ran you through this timeline. Anything could happen with the war right now. That's the big question mark. We don't know what's going to happen there. And that's a situation that is, it's a live war, right? So anything can happen there. Now, I'll tell you what to look out for. It's a false flag being blamed on Russia. And it's, you guys already know the deal. It's very simple. It's being pumped in the mainstream news every day, being pumped in the Senate hearing yesterday. They've already primed, they've already set the stage, they've already pre-programmed you in your mind. Now remember, half the population absolutely does not think. They do whatever that TV tells them to do. They believe whatever that TV tells them to believe. Okay? And so when the false flag happens and then we blame it and then it gets us into a bigger conflict, that potential is there, right? The wars are extremely profitable. This war machine cannot wait. These guys are just, these guys are praying to send us into war. Now, I don't know how big it's going to get. I actually don't think that it will go completely full-blown end-of-the-world nuclear. Absolutely not. But I'm just telling you guys to be ready for some smaller stage stuff that still shocks the world, that real people are affected by. And like I continue to say, my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected. What's being exposed in Ukraine is incredible. Now, I was going to maybe test and put out a video mentioning the science experiments in Ukraine and see if I could get away with talking about that. I'm guessing that we probably can't. I'm seeing it's being talked about in the mainstream news. I've been seeing other people talk about it on TikTok, talking about the science experiments in Ukraine. But I think I'm just going to err on the safe side right now. But you guys already know the deal. It's all being exposed. The West has been perpetuating crimes against humanity and a state of terror and war, perpetuating that state of war upon all nations that turn away from the US dollar and our monetary system. So it all comes down to bankers' wars. These guys are not American that we're fighting for in these wars, that own our Federal Reserve, that control our dollar, that have created this beast system. Much bigger than that. Remember, private group of central bankers. This is not an American institution that has hijacked us. These people do not have the interest of America in their best interest. They have sold out for a global agenda that is here to make sure that you own nothing and that you're happy in the metaverse and that you've been completely boosted up and that you don't think for yourself and that you don't procreate and that you have no spiritual life. My video yesterday, I said at the end, in regards to the spiritual crisis, pray or catch a vibe, because I don't care what you want to do. You can meditate, catch a vibe, pray, whatever you want to call it. You better get right with something. This is a very serious situation. As far as how we're preparing, I continue to outline it with these whiteboard sessions. In 60 seconds, I'm able to jam in. Here's what's happening. Here's how bad the situation is. Here's what I'm doing. And the whiteboard sessions have been pretty effective. We're going to continue to pump those out because at this point, I'm not here to make stupid... See, and that's the thing, is I made a video yesterday explaining, comparing XRP and gold. And it's not because I'm still trying to pump XRP and I'm still trying to pump hopium. And, I care to talk about... I don't even care to talk about XRP 10K anymore. Because the situation has gone hot. The situation is live. Our time is over. Our time is running out. It's happening now. Inflation is at 10 to 20% right now. Just on average. You look at the real data. Not the fake data that our government gives us. A lot of fake data coming from this government over the last 2 years. It's now been exposed. See, all truth is being revealed, and that's why they got to crash this party. Cryptocurrencies is just part of that, which we've been saying since the very beginning. 536 in the YouTube chat, a couple hundred in TikTok. Guys, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in today. I hope that you guys are taking action right now. Like I said, time's running out. I have massive silver FOMO right now because I just want the decentralized currency. Yeah, the silver gains, I get it. I think it's more suppressed than gold. I think there's plenty of opportunity there. I'd love to catch some gains on silver. But I just want it because it's a decentralized currency that the government can't take away from me or tell me that I can't trade or barter with. So it's about diversification amongst asset classes. Remember, and it starts with the cash flow, because while you're operating within the matrix, within the beast system, you got to run it up right now. Your inflation's at 10 to 20%. My landlord's bumping my rent 10%. 10%. Okay? Now, what's interesting to see is I was looking at real estate last night in my area. A lot of listings have hit the market right now. It went from nothing to like a lot, over 100 listed in a very, very small area, just in my town, my community. And what I also noticed, bunch of listings came on, huge price drops, 50 to 100 grand plus on properties under $1 million. I'm seeing price drops 50 to 100 grand. I saw multiple. So things are getting shaken up right now. So this is why I'm diversifying amongst the asset classes. I'm looking into real estate. How do I enter this market? Sitting with cash on the sidelines because it's absolutely crazy, right? Trying to work out, negotiate with these mortgage loan, these mortgage people. What kind of deal can we actually get going here? The first thing though is cash flow, which is why I focus on my businesses. Run a media business, run a landscape business. Very simple. How do I increase cash flow? I do not worry about expenses right now. I do not worry about trying to cut costs. I worry about how do I produce more cash flow because they're inflating us at 10 to 20%. and the price of lumber's up 76%. I know when I go to get my food bill at the grocery store, it's up 50 to 100%. Okay. And then I know that if I don't get into the assets, I'm going to miss out on the pump because inflation is the solution to this problem. So that's why we want to get into the assets, but then we have our other strategies as well. But we're talking about the cryptocurrency pump that we still have yet to come. Metals are jacked up, so if they do get set free, they're going to go. It's just like the reserve currencies, XRP and XLM, the other utility coins. If they get let go, they're going to go nuts. So it's just a matter of accumulation. Cash, I'm sitting on my cash. Yeah. And I'm waiting to make a move here. I'm ready to buy whatever looks the most okay. Yeah, so okay. Let's get into the Q&A session. No, I don't do gold. No, I don't do gold. I don't have enough money for gold. I just want to get a little bit of silver just for diversification. So I don't really diversify that much amongst like within the asset class. So as far as crypto goes, you guys saw my bag, 93% XRP. When it comes to the Second Amendment, I have my basics covered for all of my bases, and then I just stack rounds for those firearms. And then when it comes to my business, you want to focus on the top 10 to 20% of your clients. Usually make up 80% of your business, right? Focus on the few, not the many, right? Refinance your debt. I just refinanced my truck. It's the only debt that I have. And my truck is worth, see, this is what happens when you're in on the assets, when you're in on something like this. My truck that I bought 2 years ago is worth more than what I paid for it 2 years ago. I bought it used with only 11,000 miles for $55K, and now it's worth $70K. So in 2 years, I've put 40,000 miles on it, but it's worth nearly 20 grand more. And I refinanced the debt from 6% down to 3%. So I recently just refinanced the truck, repurposing that down to 3% interest rate on that. Thank you for the 5 spot. Thank you. Great info. Have a coffee on me. Thank you, Slinky. Appreciate that. Yeah. I sound exactly like Dane Cook. That's funny. What was I talking? Oh yeah, so I refinanced my truck down. My landscape business has no debt. No debt. We have like what, one mower, two mowers that are financed at 0%. So I can't technically say no debt. But financed at 0% through John Deere Financial, which that's an incredible hedge when real inflation's at 10 to 20% and you've locked in an interest rate on something that produces cash flow at 0%. That's the game. That's how you get ahead. That's how you properly use leverage. That's good debt. Good debt. And that's why, I'm going to do the real estate thing right. I've been studying real estate for 10 years too. I remember looking at flipping through the real estate books back when I was in like elementary, middle school, literally. But I've been studying real estate hard when I started studying business and investments back in 2015 when I formed my business, got started as an entrepreneur. That's when I started going hard on business, investment, and part of that was understanding real estate. 2018, that's when I learned about cryptocurrency, went all the way in on crypto. Cypherium, yeah, it looks to be a lot of like kind of like fake deals. Nothing really there. No meat on the bone with that Cypherium deal, from what I hear. I saw that Mason made a post about it, but then he like retracted it because it turned out to not be true. Which is the thing, like, guys, I there's too many people that hop on that too quickly to try to make the first piece of content when it comes to some news. Oh my gosh, is this the XRP killer? Let me make a little 60-second BS post. No, I never do that. You got to vet it out. You got to look through it. And 100% of the time, it turns out to be nothing. Mostly, uh, as far as when it comes to XRP FUD, I'm specifically talking about XRP FUD. I mean, you guys already know the deal. It takes me 10 seconds to prove these XRP haters wrong. Why do some don't believe in XRP? I don't know. Well, I do know, but I've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't worry about these other influencers. Their game's weak when it comes to their full understanding of the current events. They may be experts on cryptocurrency. They may spend all day looking through white papers and doing that. Which, don't get me wrong. I missed out on gains, and these kids made gains last year, which I'm proud of them. I hope that they spend it wisely. I hope that they reinvest it wisely. I hope that they paid their tax bill. And I hope that they know that this party's about to get squeezed and tightened up here soon. So I hope they have a serious strategy for that. Good cold wallet. They're all solid. They get the job done. I don't recommend wallets. Where are you guys tuning in from today? Where are you guys coming in from? Let me know in the comments below. And let's just block anyone spamming. Okay, so let me conclude how we're playing this thing. When you look at my whole portfolio, considering the cash that I'm sitting on, XRP is by far my biggest investment. Most of my quote unquote net worth wealth is in XRP. After that, my second position would be cash. And then I have a little bag of the other altcoins. What else are we sitting on? Tremendous amounts of freedom seeds, or whatever you want to call them. Other than that, I focus my attention 100% on my business as long as I'm awake. The only thing that I drop my business for and drop work for is to go hold my baby, to go play with my baby, and to hang out with my woman. Those are the only things I drop my business for. So my attention is 100% on building up cash flow, solidifying, building out the infrastructure for my businesses to make them last through to the other side. 5 spot from Andrea. If Ukraine is taken, who's next target in your opinion? Well, I don't know how far Putin's going to go. Because after Ukraine, he starts to confront real NATO allies. And so, that's the situation. I do think that he's going to take Ukraine. I do think that it will be... it's a tough one to speak on, but yeah. If globalists lose, will XRP still be the chosen one? XRP it's an agnostic technology, right? It's an agnostic technology. It's not owned by any one entity. It's not controlled by anyone. It's not good or evil. It can be used for both. And so it can be used for both. Haven't you thought of selling your business to take the equity and invest into XRP? No, because I need the cash flow. I want cash flow. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Go all in XRP. Well, my bags are already packed and the businesses are solid. So yeah, no, I'm gonna hold on to those. They're cash flowing assets right now. Will U.S. sanction China? Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're gonna do sanctions against all of them, but um, the sanctions will have very little effect. They will have an effect, but these countries, the BRICS nations, are already prepared for this. Read the 2030 World Economic Forum. Very scary. Yeah, I mean, this is Agenda 2030. This is why we've been able to call the timeline nearly perfectly. Is because we just read their white papers. We read the white papers of these groups, these entities that have been controlling over us for a long time. So at this point, we have one final pump left in this thing before they squeeze us with the regulations, in my opinion. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. What is your plans for passive income with XRP? Well, nothing's completely passive, but business and real estate till the day I die. I want to run businesses till the day I die, and I want to, accumulate a very large real estate portfolio. Margin debt is twice as high as it was in 2008, and that's why this thing's going to get squeezed. It's going to get squeezed. Yeah, so these other countries are able to back their CBDC by gold. That's the thing, is they've been amassing huge record amounts of gold, and there's a reason why they're sitting on it. So they're going to be able to back their CBDC by metal. What is the squeeze coming? It's Tether's a ticking time bomb. They're going to take down most of the DeFi protocols, and 99% of cryptocurrencies did an ICO, which Gary views 100% of those as an unregistered securities offering. So you're going to have the SEC going after all of the ICOs. You're going to have basically anyone who's providing an interest rate on cryptocurrency digital assets will have to probably do all of the banking laws and banking licenses. So you're going to have to come completely within compliance, and that's why it's a squeeze. It's a liquidity squeeze. You're going to have to back your stablecoin 1-to-1 by the US dollar, or a basket of assets that is going to have to be able to be audited. I mean, there's going to be some rules in regards to stablecoins, DeFi, and 99% of cryptos did an ICO, which is viewed as an unregistered securities offering. You will never live comfortably with the socialists looking over your picket fence. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get a compound. That's why I need a compound. So the market's kind of just been hanging in here, but we're still holding bullish posture considering everything. Um, what's the full moon this month? I guess I could just pull it up on trade. March 18th. Okay, so we have 1 week. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be big. This is perfectly lining up. I'm super excited to see what happens this week heading into next week. It's going to be massive. This week into next week, full moon on March 18th. Good to know. How would you introduce XRP to friends who don't want you to miss out? I have Gen X friends who fear crypto because it's so foreign. You can only save so many people. You know, you're not going to be able to save everyone. Most people have no idea about like why currencies matter, why money actually matters. They have no financial education basically. But NFTs is what gets people into crypto. That's what gets the masses really into crypto. And that's kind of what happened this year with the NFTs, with the metaverse, with everything that we've seen in regards to that. People get crazy during full moons. Exactly why we look at the full moon. Exactly why we watch the moon. But NFTs is going to be massive, but you know, obviously 99% of them had no utility, had no use case. Now we're going to transition to an era where NFTs are going to have a tremendous amount of utility and will be less about the hype speculation collectability. What is the position of the BRICS nations? They're sitting on precious metals and commodities, and they're going to tokenize all those, collateralize them with commodities, and then they've done all their trade deals without the US dollar. NFTs right now, for the most part, are useless. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine um, holding some of those bags. A lot of bag holders with the NFTs. You know anything about the currency reval, Iraqi dinar? Yeah, I know. People keep on hitting me up about that. I need to do like a full deep dive on it because I'm kind of getting annoyed with them. With like people like, I get it. There's a global reset though. The whole system's getting reset. All these countries are, and I don't know. These guys are telling me to stack up on Iraqi dinar, on the Zimbabwe, on this and that. I got to do a full deep dive on it so that I can actually look at it. But everybody keeps on hitting me up. Yes, I've heard about it. I I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just diversify and get a little bit of the Zimbabwe dollar. I do believe that I mean I totally get it. There could be an opportunity in playing off the arbitrage between the different currencies. I get it. I got to do a full deep dive on that though, because all these guys keep hitting me up about it. Cracks me up. Were people talking reset in 1970, 71? Well, there was a lot of fear about peak oil back then. There was a lot of fear, a lot of tension. We just got out of the Vietnam War. Yeah. I guess history repeats. It's not, yeah, it rhymes. It repeats. Like to the date, by the numbers, when we really look at it, right? By the numbers, it repeats. I've been sitting on Iraqi dinar for like 15 years. Hey, it looks like the stream's been going good. After I fixed the audio issues, we've been good here with the video quality all stream here so far, haven't we? You're not going to believe this, what the issue was. I had to plug in it. I had to connect my internet through Ethernet instead of using Wi-Fi. Guys, when I tell you that I am so stupid when it comes to technology, I had to plug in an Ethernet cable instead of being on the Wi-Fi. That's why my stream was lagging so bad. Is the Great Reset on the QFS? The reset happens before the quantum financial system is launched. Everything has to be reset. We're in a battle between good and evil. Two worlds have collided. I'm hoping that the good side wins. I'm fighting on the good side, I believe. But that's all a matter of perception, I guess. At the end of the day, we needed a reset, restructuring, revaluation, because the whole currencies and markets and the world order had gotten jacked up. Now, in the new system, I hope that good wins. I hope that people are freed. I hope that we have a level playing field. I got this guy. This guy's been commenting. That's why the numbers point to April, including biblical numerology and ancient astrology. So he's telling me why April's the moon date by the numbers. We'll see, bro. Hey, man, I love the numbers. I've been looking at numbers for years now in the XRP community and all that. I just stopped trying to figure out the exact date, the exact time. Right? It says in the good book that no one will know the exact day or time. But like a thief in the night, order out of chaos is their motto. See, and then we got this guy. XRP is Nasara Jasara. Go do research. Here's what I have to say to all you guys that talk about Nasara Jasara currency revaluations. We could talk all day long about the different theories about how the reset's going to roll out and how the new system will work. None of us truly know. We can listen to Charlie Ward. We can listen to all these different guys and talk about these different theories forever. But for me, it's just a matter of understanding that XRP winning is inevitable, right? Precious metals winning is inevitable. So, I mean, we could talk about how all this goes down all day long with our different theories on Nasara, Jasara, this and that. As I mentioned before, if you look at the state of North Dakota and South Dakota, they're already operating under what would be similar to Nasara Jasara with their tax laws and everything that they're doing. And with the Bank of North Dakota being the only state bank outside of the Federal Reserve in America. So if you look, some states are already ahead of the game. So I get it. I'm waiting. But I live in liberal sanctuary state, run it into the shithole ground, Jay Inslee's paradise here in Washington State, which I'm planning my exit to my compound. So that plan is underway. So believe me, I'm waiting for this. And I have all my different theories, you know, gold at the very top, SDRs below, all the central bank digital currencies underneath that, XRP as the bridge currency, all of the other ISO coins as the utility. So, I got a lot of information on it. It's not about doing more research. Yes, I need to take a look at the Iraqi dinar, the Zimbabwe, and listen to the story about that. But at the end of the day, no one knows exactly how this gets rolled out and how it happens.